I'm going to interrupt you again and thank you
All right.
for sharing your sister's story and your other niece. And we'll come back and quickly talk about the symptoms, because it's very critical and important that anybody listening to this understand the symptoms. Omolola, I want to come to, let me just commiserate once again. I'm sorry about the loss of your sister due to cancer and lack of information. And I'm glad that you're doing what you're doing. We will talk about your group, what you do at your group at some point in time. Omolola, I want to come to you now. And dealing with fibroids, how did it impact your self-esteem, your emotional well-being, and your relationship with other people? I'm asking both of you, but I'm coming to you first. How did that impact your relationship and self-esteem? Omolola first.
Oh, well, for me, I was depressed. I went through depression that period up to the time.
Omolola, please let me speak up a bit. Help me speak up a bit.
Yeah, I went through depression. I was depressed that period. And, it felt like the world was coming to an end and everything was crumbling down on me. Because I started hearing things like, oh, you must have had several abortions. That's why you have fibroids at this age. So I was more or less like alone. I was just me and my family. Most of my extended family members didn't know that we were going through that. So I just go to the hospital, I come back, run my tests, come back, and I was just thinking a lot. I was suicidal. That was the truth. I was suicidal because I kept thinking, why? Why me? So I started seeing a therapist, to get me better, because one of the doctors helped me out, hooked me up with a therapist who was really encouraging me at that period, It was bad because within that period, just before the surgery, my boyfriend left. Broke up with me via email.
Your boyfriend left you. Your boyfriend left you because of that.
Yes, but when he heard that I was going under the knife to have
he wasn't meant to be.
Oh, yes,
he wasn't meant to be.
Exactly, he wasn't meant to be.
Thank God he left.
Yes, thank God he left. I wouldn't have met the man I married now. Thank God he left. So those were the things that happened to me that period. It was a very depressing time for me, I have to say. Even trying to remember and talk about it now, it's a depressing time. Yeah.
Thank you. Favour, let's talk about you. How did it impact you? Self-esteem, relationships, emotional well-being. Favour.
Okay. So for me, my self-esteem was next to zero because I was really bloated. I was skinny. I was unattractive. I felt I wasn't good enough to be part of any social, circle. I was always hidden, I had to stay home most times because I didn't want to have blood accidents. I was tense. I was, when I was going through those pain, it made me come out as a harsh person. So if you are at work and your female boss is harsh or confrontational, see, women go through a lot of pain and they put up a front to cover up what they are feeling and going through inside. So for me, my self-esteem was very low. People hardly looked at me as per relationship. I didn't have relationship. There was no social life for me. And again, no boyfriend. It was just me. I was always indoors. I was extremely introverted. I would go to a function. I would sit close to the toilet, if at all I went, because I had to shuttle the toilet and where I was sitting. And it was so bad, I had to be very self-conscious. So it was like that for me. I'm not sure I had any self-esteem. My social life was zero. I didn't have my relationships, when the pain comes, the frustrations, the fear. I didn't have any support system, because once you say fibroid, everybody looks at you one eye. Like Omolola said, there's this myth that it's people that have had repeated abortions that have fibroids. There's all sorts of myths that, kept me in captivity. So I couldn't speak up. I couldn't look for help. I was very conscious of people, when people know they have fibroids, the next thing, they spread it around. The social stigma is there. We don't talk about these things. So the women are in pain. They come out emotionally harsh or confrontational, especially if you have a workplace where you have to be on your A game. You struggle to be on your A game because you're in pain. You are flowing. This is not just a stain. It's a flow. When I say it's a flow, sometimes I'll be talking with my boss at work. I'll tell him, please, sir, excuse me, I have to go to the ladies. Imagine talking to your boss, taking minutes, and then you have to excuse yourself and go to the ladies because you knew what was about to happen. It could pour, it was that bad. So I'm just saying that women should pay more attention, especially when you're in your reproductive years. Please pay attention to what goes on in your body. Don't assume you're fine. Don't assume it's just a headache. Don't assume it's just a menstrual pain. So how do you differentiate normal menstrual pain from normal menstrual pain? You need to know.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Favour. Favour, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. I can hear you. I can hear you, Tom. I think your network is bad. I can hear you. Omolola, can you hear me?
Yes, I can. I'm right here. I can hear you.
Okay. All right. So
Thank you, Favour. Thank you.
right.
Favour. Thank you, Favour. Favour. Thank you. Thank you. We haven't got that much time. We need that right. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. I can hear you.
Yes.
Hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Tom, we can hear you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. We don't have that much. You don't have that much time. Omolola, I just will step in if for whatever reason the audio is going. What I just want you to do for me, Omolola, is that there are quite a number of women who may be listening to us, and I just want you to give them some form of advice. You spoke about fear, you spoke about depression, we've spoken about isolation here.
Yes, you are not alone. If I'm to say anything at all, you are not alone. You're, you're not alone. There's nothing more I can say than you are not alone. And find someone you can speak to. Pay more attention to your body, to changes in your period. As a matter of fact, for me, I didn't know what to do. I knew there was a bulge in my tummy. I didn't know what it was, So you just have to pay attention. Now, I can tell you for free, up till now, even after having 2 children, I still go for pelvic scan to check. I note my period. Is it flowing well? How many days was it last month? How many days is it now? You need to pay more attention to checking yourself. Make sure that once there's any slight change in your menstrual period, please go to the doctor. Speak to a doctor in the family. Speak to a doctor friend. If you do not have money to go to the hospital, go to government hospital. Just speak to a doctor. Pay attention, and you are not alone. You are not alone on this fight. You are not
Thank
the
you
only
very
one
much, Omolola.
that is happening to. Yes, so please speak out. That's what I would advise.
Thank Thank you very much. Thank you, Omolola. Favour, please just give us your advice. Give us your advice so very much, Favour.
Okay, so
Hello,
I would
Favour.
say I'm adding my voice.
Favour, in 1
Yeah, I'm
minute.
here. I
In
can
1
hear
minute,
you.
just give your advice, please.
Okay,
Thank you.
1 minute. All right. So
In 1 minute,
okay,
give
1
us
minute.
your
So
own advice. Thank you.
don't stay silent. Please reach out. There are support communities right now. I have one. I have about 1,000 women in that support community. We have doctors, we have pharmacists, we have dietitians and nutritionists. We have people that help you with your mental health. There are therapists in that community. So I would say, please don't be isolated. Fibroid is not a death sentence. Don't be silent. This time around, women must be seen and heard. So if you have any issues, please shout, reach out. We have communities, speak up. Fibroid there's no big deal. We got you. You're
Thank
not
you.
alone.
Thank
We
you.
went through
Thank you
it, so
very
we
much.
know what it means.
Thank you very much, Favour. Favour, we're going to bring you back on radio for you to talk about the community and for us to do this, on another program. I just want to thank you, Omolola, and thank you, Favour, for doing this and for letting every woman
I used to
battling
spend
fibroids
dozens
know
of hours
that they're not alone. Thank you for speaking up. Thank you for doing this. Have a wonderful evening. Have a great Sunday, and hopefully we will do this again. God bless you. God bless you. Thank you, ladies. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for the opportunity. God bless
Yeah,
you.
thank you for the opportunity.
Bye. Bye-bye.
Bye. Bye.
Bye.
I am sick and tired.